Howdy folks, and I hope you know your parsecs from your light years wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another Hot Toys action figure preview. So overnight, and you'll have to bear with me, Mr. Go Figure is a bit bleary-eyed because it's silly o'clock in the morning here in the UK. But yeah, overnight, Hot Toys have dropped, well, they've dropped this on us. I'm a little bit confused. It is Han Solo from Star Wars A New Hope, but not 1/6 scale, oh no. Hot Toys have given us a 1/4 scale version of this particular figure. But before we dive into the reasoning behind this, I'd like to send the usual massive shout out to everyone who supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this video, as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're sure not to miss any of the action figure previews, reviews, showcases, tours and all that other good stuff that we have coming up on the channel. So before we dive into the pictures, yeah, confusing this one. I am a massive fan of 1/4 scale action figures. Have a huge array of them in the collection you can see behind me. Most of them are top the details. So yeah, I am always really pleased to see Hot Toys going all in with a new 1/4 scale figure. But the release of these figures is haphazard, to say the least. There seems to be no rhyme, no reason to it. They just drop figures out of the blue. We've got a couple of Iron Man figures due in 1/4 scale soon. Historically, as far as Star Wars goes, if my memory serves me correctly, if I'm getting this wrong, correct me in the comment section below. We've had a Darth Vader figure back in the day. We've had a Mandalorian figure. We've had a Boba Fett figure. But all those have been stretched out over a really long period of time, and there doesn't seem to be, in my opinion at least anyway, any consistency in these releases. You know, it would be great to see, if you're going to release a Han Solo 1/4 scale figure, then we want a Luke, we want a Chewbacca, we want maybe a C-3PO, R2-D2, and maybe even a Leia as well. But they just seem to come sporadically and with, as I say, with no real rhyme or reason behind them. That's not to say I'm complaining, because I love 1/4 scale, as I mentioned, but yeah, let's dive into the pictures and have a look at what this confusion is all about. So let's take a look at the first shot. And they've dropped the normal vast array of photos on us, but the first shot is looking very good, I've got to say. And I'll be popping up photos from A New Hope throughout this so you can do your own comparisons, but I'm going to get this elephant in the room out of the way straight away. It struck me, and I'm sure it struck other people and will strike other people when they see this photo, that this head sculpt looks very similar to the 6 scale Empire figure that Hot Toys announced recently and is currently up for pre-order. In fact, it looks frighteningly similar. So let me know in the comment section below, and I will put up some comparison photos of the 6 scale Empire version so you can make your own mind up about this. But to me, straight away, that head sculpt looks almost identical. Now, is this a new head sculpt? Is it just scaled up? I guess we're going to find out. There were some arguments regarding this hair. Now, for the 1/6 scale Empire version, they said it looked more like the Star Wars version. Do your own comparisons with the photos, but I think the hair is pretty accurate to A New Hope. It's looking very good. You've got sculpted plastic here, no rooted hair, but the individual strands are picked out. The style looks on point, the colors look right. As does this head sculpt. I think it's a phenomenal head sculpt. Let's get that out of the way straight away. I think it looks superb, but is it a reworked 6 scale version? But yeah, the skin tones and textures, absolutely on point, unmistakably Harrison Ford. You've got the trademark scar. You're going to have, I am assuming you're going to have the purse system here with the movable eyes. Skin tones and textures are looking great. The outfit looks on point, and probably the first thing to notice here, we're not seeing any wrist pegs here. We're not seeing any joints at the wrist, which is great to see, and we'll get to that as we move along. The outfit looks pretty screen accurate as far as I can tell. You've got that cream undershirt that wraps around with the sort of, excuse me, granddad collar going on there, and you've got that vest. The colors look right. Stitch work looks very, very good. The fall, the fit, the finish are all on point, and really they should be. After all, Hot Toys have been at Star Wars figures for as long as I can remember, and really, really should be on point. And that, the blaster, holster, and the belts all look great, as do the trousers and boots. Let's zip on to the next shot. Getting a more close-up shot of that head sculpt, and once again, I am getting vibes of the ESB 1/6 scale figure here, but as I say, correct me in the comment section if I'm getting this wrong. Nice pose there, clutching the blaster, the reworked Mauser, and yeah, all looking very, very good indeed. Now, probably worth mentioning at this point as well, Mr. Go Figure, as regulars to the channel will know, is not a massive Star Wars collector. I do have 6 scale figures in the collection, mostly from A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, because they're my favorite Star Wars films. I think it sort of declined over the years, but that's my personal opinion. So yeah, I have touched on Star Wars in the collection, but I haven't gone headlong down the rabbit hole. So yeah, this could be, but this could change that, especially with it being quarter scale. But on to the next shot. Yet again, another almost identical, slightly at an angle here. We're seeing that blaster, and really that should be done immaculately at this point in time from Hot Toys. The sculpting and the detail, I'm going to assume it's sculpted plastic, but we're seeing these seamless wrists for the first time. And what the route that Hot Toys have gone down here are seamless forearms, which I think is absolutely brilliant, particularly in a figure like this that exposes its wrists due to the clothing that it's wearing. I think, yeah, good route to go down. But as before, skin tones and textures, absolutely on point, can't be faulted. Eyes are the right color, super glassy. The sculpting looks excellent. Loving that skin texturing in the neck area there and the upper chest. And the vest itself, the collarless vest, looks on point. On to the next. Now, a proper close-up of this head sculpt. And yeah, I am super impressed. That hair, no doubt, will be debated about until the cows come home. But I think it looks very, very good, as I mentioned before. Overall, yeah, an exceptional Harrison Ford head sculpt here. And really recently, with their Dial of Destiny figure, their recently announced Temple of Doom figure, I think Hot Toys have improved their game, not only generally in head sculpts, in both quarter and 6 scale, but also with particular characters as well. And I think the Harrison Ford one has come on in leaps and bounds, and I think that is a cracking head sculpt. On to the next. Another angle of that head sculpt there. The eyes set slightly differently. The texturing on the lips, the skin tones there, I'm going to have to lean in at this point. We've even got the detailing and the pores in the skin there. Hint of 5 o'clock shadow going on, which is screen accurate. And the stitch work, as we mentioned before, in both that shirt and vest, looking impeccable. On to the next. Clutching the blaster here, 3/4 shot. The dark blue pants, screen accurate, that's the color they should be. The shape of that buckle on the belt, the utility side of the belt with the bits and pieces in it. And I believe Hot Toys are using leather here. Thank you. Mr. Go Figure is very happy that we've got leather going on in these belts, and I believe in the boots as well. Not got a release date on this. I'll have to double check that. I'll put it in the description below. But I would imagine we're talking at least 12 months down the line on this one. But yeah, although it could come sooner, as we know. Hot Toys have a tendency to do this sometimes. That they can literally come straight out of the blue. It's been under wraps and it's dropped almost immediately. But check out the description section in of this video below, and you'll get that information. On to the next. Cracking shot there again. Only so many poses you can go with Han Solo here, but pretty much clutching the blaster and that infamous boarding the Millennium Falcon shot. No doubt they will have attempted a version of that, but yeah, once again, pockets on that vest look great. Colors are on point. Loving the sculpted in texturing and tones. The bone work on these hands looks excellent, as does that blaster. Classic pose here, arm out, clutching the blaster, and we can see that red stripe that runs down, that sort of segmented red stripe that runs down the side of the pants. Screen accurate. You've got the tie off of the holster just above the knee, all looking very, very good indeed. On to the next, once again clutching the blaster, and you can see that vein work and that bone work in those seamless arms is looking absolutely on point. I can't fault this figure. It's just odd. Yes, you know, the questions it poses is, number one, why are you doing this now in quarter scale? Not that I'm complaining, but it just seems to have come out of the blue. Number two, are we seeing that reworked head sculpt, as I mentioned before, from 1/6 scale? And three, will we get the rest of the characters in 1/6 scale? It seems odd just to dip your toe into an IP, especially probably one of the biggest IPs on the planet, like Star Wars, and then just stop and go off in a Marvel direction or a Batman direction with your quarter scale. I mean, we need more quarter scale figures in the world, so I'm not complaining, but it just seems a little bit weird. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Is it just an old man being pernickety? I love that word. Next shot here, we've got him clutching a Stormtrooper blaster, and he's got the Stormtrooper belt on. This comes as an accessory, so if you're wanting to swap out the look to the Death Star look, then you can do that. Nice little addition there with that belt. I'm going to assume that's sculpted plastic, but yeah, you've got a couple of swap out looks as well, which is always great. On to the next. Once again, still wearing that Stormtrooper belt with the blaster on at his hip there. Proportions look on point. The scale looks right, as it should be. As I say, Hot Toys have been at this for so many years now. They should have nailed it on. And articulation, as we'd expect from a Hot Toys figure, should be on point as well. Although I have had some issues with their quarter scale figures in the past, probably most notably their the Dark Knight re-release that they gave us a couple of years ago. That one, yeah, the joints were an absolute nightmare. So hopefully Hot Toys won't be making that mistake. Maybe that was just a QC issue with my particular figure. But yeah, hopefully articulation and the body that they've used will be absolutely nailed on. On to the next. Another side shot here. Now we've got gloved hands, so I'm assuming we're looking at interchangeable forearms. One's for the gloved look, one's for the ungloved look, but that glove looks absolutely excellent. To all intents and purposes, looks like leather, and as I mentioned, great to see leather being used overall in this figure. On to the next shot. Another one with his hand on his hip, clutching the blaster out of the holster. Once again, proportions on point. The clothing can't be faulted as far as I'm concerned. The screen accuracy is there. So yeah, it's a winner. But it's just an odd winner. Next shot, clutching the blaster again, starting to get a little bit samey, these shots. Stitch work on those pants looks great, colours are all there. Hand on hip again here, this time ungloved hands. And yeah, all present and correct as far as detailing goes. Now we're getting to see this base. Now I must admit, my eyes did widen when I saw this base. I do like quality base with a 1/6 scale, a 1/4 scale figure. They're imposing, they're big. To add to that always helps, and yeah, can create a huge footprint for a figure. But I mean, we're talking quarter scale anyway. I tend to display them out in the open, not in a case. And straight away, my first impressions on this base were, yeah, my eyes lit up. And what we're looking at here, it looks like a floor from maybe from on board the Falcon itself, or maybe the Death Star. But we've got this miniature Falcon underneath here, which has intrigued me. I do like this base straight away. It might be worth the price of entry just on this base alone. We're looking at a clear crotch grabber going on here, no waist grabber, which is good to see. We've got the Star Wars logo on the front there, the grey scale paint applications on the main part of the base, and then that Falcon going on underneath. Hopefully we'll get a look at the detailing on that. Yeah, another shot here of that base. I'm going to lean in again. I'm going to say this is probably meant to be the Falcon floor. We've just got Star Wars, Han Solo on the front there. Now the arrangement underneath looks like we've got some kind of grey supporting structure underneath with that Falcon on the front, but yeah, super impressive that. I hope we get another look at that. This shot, the forearms, interchangeable forearms here, Great to see them going down this route. I think encountered this with caustic plastic and then Nosferatu figure. I love this approach, and I wish it was used more often in 1/6 scale figures. Yes, it can limit articulation, it can limit the poses because you don't have that flexibility at the wrist. But what you do get is a beautiful seamless look, which adds to the authenticity and the realism of the figure. So yeah, looks like we've got blaster clutching hands, we've got a pointing finger there, sort of neutral hands going on as well. Not seeing the gloved hand there, that's interesting. Maybe we'll see that at the end in the all shot, but moving on to the next one. Now, a look at the detailing here. So we've got the interchangeable utility belt, so you can swap out between the Correlian Smuggler look and the Stormtrooper look. Real leather, as I mentioned in that belt. Great to see. Finally, the message seems to have got across that nobody in the action figure world wants to see pleather anywhere, ever, at any time at all. The bits and pieces in the utility belt look accurate as well, and that Stormtrooper belt's relatively straightforward. It's just sculpted white plastic, maybe with a little bit of weathering on it as well, but a lovely addition there. Onto the other detailing here, we've seen that belt in full. Now we've got a slot by the looks of it on the back of the Stormtrooper belt for the Stormtrooper blaster, and the belt looks all present and correct with that hexagonal buckle continuing around the back as well. Those studs in the leather belt as well, and the boots made of leather too. As I say, I'm over the moon that leather is being used in quarter scale now. They've introduced it in 6 scale. To introduce it into quarter scale, chef's kiss. That's always a winner for me. On to the next one. PERS system. Standard now across the board with 6 scale and quarter scale. I'm going to assume is going to get that same PERS attention that it deserves. I'm not going to bang on too much about how great a feature this is and what it can do to the figure. I mentioned that on numerous occasions in previous videos. And if you're wanting to see more quarter scale figure previews, reviews, showcases and stuff like that, check out the homepage. We have an entire section just dedicated to quarter scale action figures and statues. On to the next. Detailing on this diorama base, and I am super impressed. Yeah, we've got this almost free floating section of, as I mentioned, possibly it looks like it's meant to replicate the floor of the Falcon. You've got those red highlights going on there on the top and on the bottom. All that detailing around the side that has been weathered with paint applications there, with dry brushing to give it that worn Millennium Falcon look. You've got the miniature Millennium Falcon on the front, and then you've got this sort of supporting section. Love how they've kept this to a minimum rather than have it as a block. You've got that sort of supporting bar coming off the main section of the base there. It just gives it it just keeps the vibe for me of A New Hope. And then you've got the nameplate on the front, and of course you're getting this beautifully detailed feature on the diorama base of the Falcon itself, which looks very, very well done. The paint applications, the sculpt, all look on point. Yeah, I am liking this base a lot, as you can probably tell. On to the next, and it's the final shot. It's the all shot, as we always get with Hot Toys new announcements. Photos we've already seen, left and right here, so nothing new to see there. Obviously, the PERS system, the interchangeable belts, the mentioning that it's leather there. Looks like we have now this is interesting here, because what we've got are 7 interchangeable hands or 6 interchangeable forearms if Mr. Go Figure's big head is not in the way in that bottom right hand corner. Interesting how they're going to work that. So are these pegged directly on to the wrists themselves? Is there a peg on function, or do they replace the interchangeable forearms? Interesting to see how this is going to work, because you're going to need an extended forearm if these are using a peg system. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. That's interesting, but it's great to see that we've got forearms, as I mentioned, and we've got gloved hands as well as ungloved hands, and some of the detailing on that base is also included, as is the detailing on both the blasters, the Stormtrooper and his normal sidearm. So there you have it, folks. That is the somewhat unexpected announcement from Hot Toys of their quarter scale New Hope Han Solo. What are your thoughts on this particular piece? Are you a fan of Hot Toys quarter scale figures or quarter scale figures in general? Will you be picking it up? Is it an easy pass? Is that head sculpt a rework of the 6 scale figure that's currently, the Empire figure that's currently on pre-order? Is it as surprising to you as it was to me that this was announced? Whatever it is, nothing is off menu, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. I'd be fascinated to hear your take on this. I'm half asleep and still scratching my head. But that about wraps it up for this preview, folks. I hope it's been useful for you. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, in the not too distant future, and this is part of the reason why it's been a little bit quieter on the channel, we have been putting together the 6 monthly tour video to update on all the new figures that have dropped in the past 6 months, and there have been a shit ton of them. So stay tuned for that. It's an epic job filming it, an epic job editing it, so but it will be coming soon. We'll be back up to speed on the channel with more previews, more reviews, hopefully, fingers crossed, and this is if all the ducks line up. We should be having a retro review of Hot Toys' retake of the Ed 209 from RoboCop. But yeah, we've got plenty more reviews from Hot Toys and lots of other companies as well, including InArt, Susu Toys, Caustic Plastic, Exo 6, Iconic Studios. The list goes on. I suppose all it remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching as always. And until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.